Hey everyone, we're back. And if you remember in our last video, we left off by ending with salary arbitration. We lost a couple of those players getting paid a little bit more, but surprisingly, we had more for free agents than I had anticipated, about $26 million, and we're trying to figure out what to do with that. So we discussed saying, hey, we're going to attack starting pitching. We're going to see if we can go all in on a high end anchor to our rotation because we have a lot of guys, but we don't have an ace. And then we talked about improving the bullpen a little bit. And then looking at shortstop help, looking at some depth at shortstop, depth at second base, things like that. So we're going to look at that today. We're not setting out with a goal to try to use all of our free agent money, but if an opportunity presents us, that's what we'll do. So our most important pressing matter is starting pitching. So let's filter by that and see who we can have for starting pitching. So remember, $26 million to spend on free agents, and again, depending on who it is, we might want to do 1 year or 2 year deal or whatever. So if you look at the top players to be had, Bauer not going to afford, Max Scherzer not going to afford, Andrew Heaney. I mean, I think we could afford him, but I don't necessarily know how great of an investment it would be. In terms of, I mean, he's a fine pitcher, nothing to complain about there. But when you're thinking about, okay, $19 million, I think it's an overpayment. Clayton Kershaw at this point in his career, I think is an overpayment. One of the players that I thought was interesting, but I don't think we can justify it, would be Lance McCullers. $20 million. That would be. We would have very little left over for everything else. And we'd probably have to go above that $20 million in order to get him for only, a year or 2 years. Because if I go in here and offer a contract, yeah, he wants a 8-year contract to take him through his age 36 season. At the later years, $23 million per, which we all know is just gonna be disastrous then. But again, if we can balance it out with, hey, does it make sense in the short term? I don't know if it does, because at that point, I just think we have depth in our organization at some pitching, so that's a tough pill to swallow. Maybe if we can shorten that up to 3 years, perhaps something around those lines, we'll see. But we'll come back. That was the first person I thought really stuck out to me. James Paxton, I believe he has injury. Yep, you can see here we're injury prone. He's fragile. Not going to pay that money. Anyone who's pretty much fragile, you can forget us paying it. We're not even going to take the risk on it. Like Corey Kluber would be someone that I would be interested in, only $11 million. But again, fragile. I want people who aren't going to be on the freaking DL or the IL. Another player that I'm looking at here, Eduardo Rodriguez, lefty, so he checks that box for us as well, under $10 million. And a couple issues with him, a home run every 9 innings, about 3 walks per 9 in his career, 7 strikeouts. His strikeouts has decreased each season. So I think that maybe getting him into PNC Park would be helpful. You can see that he's played in Boston most of his career and then Milwaukee. So I want to see if maybe I can get him for, just like a 1 year packed. He's going to want 3 years. We'll do 1 year and we'll increase it to like maybe 8.2. And then we'll call it a day there. We'll ask for response on that. Don't know if we're going to get that. So we'll go back here to the pitchers. Let's see some other opportunities that we have going down here. I was looking at, if you remember from previous videos, I always talk about Shaun Marcum. I think he's an interesting player, but his K per 9 just keeps dropping, and just fell off a complete cliff. His home runs per 9, it's always been over 1, shot up to almost 2, gave up 40 bombs last year. And I think this could be a real result of him going 195 innings. He was better in years past as a looks like as a relief option. He was either hurt or pitched in relief, and he had better seasons then. So I might look at him. I know he's listed as a starter, but I might offer him a contract and just say, hey, or maybe just put him to the minors, or not to the minors. I'm sorry, to the bullpen. As a lefty, but we'll come back to that because I don't want to spend money, on quote unquote luxury. Someone else that I thought was interesting as I was looking down here was Steven Matz, lefty. Again, checks that box off. Last year had a pretty solid season. He's always, he's always had about that, 9 Ks per inning strikeout ratio, or 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. I always mess that up. The issue is walks. Well, I shouldn't say issue. It's a decent spot. But the home runs, you combine the home runs per 9 with the walks per 9. And that's the kind of whip that you get there. So I think that I'm still interested in Matz. And based on what his price is, I believe it's very attainable. Yeah, I mean, you look at $1.5 million. Definitely going to offer that contract here. And again, it's only 1 year. I'll meet that demand. So I can assume we're probably going to get Steven Matz. And you got to remember, anyone that we sign here can be used as trades later in the year if things don't pan out, which I again don't want to waste your time or my time, but that's always an option. So a couple other people that I was looking at was a Kyle Freeland and Robby Ray. Robby Ray is somewhere. He was hidden down here. It took me a little while to find him. If you guys find him, I guess shout, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, there you go. Doesn't matter if you're shouting. So here, Robby Ray, again, very good stuff. Pitches are great. Movement, control, league average. His whip for his career has been high. High walks per 9, but man, he knows how to get him to swing and miss. And compensation about $7.5 million. Not the worst. I know this is the exact opposite of what we were talking about doing, of going all in for one anchor pitcher. But again, anyone that doesn't work out here, we can push to the bullpen. Or, not all, you got to remember, all of them might not sign either. So we'll do 1 year. And if he signs, there's going to be $9 million left, which kind of shoots us in the, and shoots ourselves in the foot for the shortstop we were thinking about bringing in. So we'll get to that in a second. But we'll still have some room there. Before we offer Robby Ray, because we already offered Eduardo Rodriguez and Steve Matz, we're going to back out and look a little bit at relievers. And then if we still have some money left over, we'll come in and then offer Robby Ray something here. But there's one reliever that I found that I am really interested in signing based on not only the career that he has had, but also the previous season that he has had too. And for any of you Dodger fans out there, you will be well aware of Craig Stammen. I'm trying to find him. That's the worst part about this sometimes. I think that's how you pronounce it, Stammen. Yeah, there you go, Craig. So, great whip. In a career, he's been great. Home run per 9, always been very low. Walks per 9, very low. His strikeouts per 9 aren't great, but he hasn't relied on, his whip hasn't been helpful for his entire career either. So, I mean, those are smaller sample sizes, but, a good quality reliever, I'm totally on board with. So he was someone that when I saw it, I was like, we have to, bring him in, have to get him. And 37 years old, I'm not going to do, more than a year. I'll do 1 year. I'll do, maybe $8 million's too much. We'll go back down to 7, forget it. We'll go flat 7. So we will ask for a response there. We'll submit that. And then there were 2 other players that I was looking at here. So I was looking at Zach McAllister of the Cubs, and then Roberto Osuna. So I think Ozuna is going to be a little bit out of our price range, if I remember, almost $6 million. Good stuff. But I think he wants multiple years. And that's going to bring us down to about $4 million. Again, not necessarily trying to use up all that, but we might throw that offer in just in case. The other person I was looking at, Zach McAllister, he's coming, I believe, if I remember correctly, much cheaper than I think it's only a little over $1 million or something we can get him. I could be totally wrong. My memory, it's been a tough week. My memory is lacking here. Oh, there you go. Zach McAllister, $3 million. Okay, so lacking a little bit. Decent season last year, probably a career best year. 0 home runs per 9. That's not sustainable. That's obviously going to go up. Low base on balls per 9 is in line with his career. A high K per 9 in line with his career. So all in all, gets up to 96, 98. That's awesome for not awesome for a reliever. But I mean that's good for a reliever. Better than Craig Stammen, who was I think low 90s there. So we'll offer that contract, and he only wants 1 year. So I'm totally fine with that. I'll just go ahead and meet that demand. And there we go. So potentially we have Craig Stammen, Zach McAllister, and the shortstop we were looking at, even though we're not going to be able to afford him now, was Andrelton Simmons. That's who we were interested in. But the reason I decided against offering him a position or a contract is, first of all, it's $10 million, which isn't bad. But if you look at his profile here, it is very, very similar to Kevin Newman. Now, of course, you get this guy's a defensive wizard, not to compare them to or say they're the exact same player, but you're paying Kevin Newman, $4 million, $3 million after arbitration, and then you're going to invest another 10, 11 million into the same type of player. So your shortstop position is, you have $14 million in your shortstop position to the same type of player. And one of them is not going to play all the time. So it's just very hard to justify that. So as much as I would really love that, the cachet of having Simmons at shortstop, I think we're gonna have to pass on him. So we're down to $7 million available for us. So I think we would be able to make that offer to Robby Ray if we wanted to. We're gonna go look at players here. And then, we'll just see if we'll see. I was gonna say we'll see if anyone, how many people take us up on our offers. But I feel like Robby Ray could be one who is gone relatively quickly here. So we're gonna go to starting pitchers overall, and we will look for Ray there. Yeah, $7.5 million. So it's a little bit more than what we can afford. All right, so we'll leave it sit here. I just saw that walk per 9 inning and I cringed, so that makes me feel like we're okay then. So we're gonna go back to the off season, back to the free agents here, and we're just gonna see what the reaction is here as we sim. See if anyone's leaning our way or if we offered enough. Oh, okay, great. Joey DeMonte is now our new hitting coach. Forgot that we had that going on there. So we'll go back to the free agents. If I had to guess, I think, yeah, okay. I figured that's what you did. Well, these stupid messages. I would say Stammen accepts, and I would probably say Matz accepts. I think the other ones, McAllister and Rodriguez, they may not. I mean, we'll see though. And if not, we can always go after Ray. Okay, so McAllister actually favors our offer, which is good. I didn't want to throw too many starting pitcher offers out there because we have like Tristan Beck who could take a step forward. We have Kumar Rocker that could play. And then I also don't want to make the bullpen just totally full of of leftover starters. I think in years past I felt that was okay. Okay, Eduardo Rodriguez. I felt like in years past I believed that was all right, but these guys aren't used to. It's not their specialization. Sometimes they don't, ultimately perform as well as they could. So, all right. Well, looks like they couldn't pass up the chance to join us. Zach McAllister, welcome to the Buccos. Happy to have you. So we have McAllister. Zach McAllister we landed, and looks like Eduardo Rodriguez favors our offer. Looks like Steven Matz favors our offer as well. All right, Eduardo Rodriguez. Okay. Looks like we have to compete with Houston's offer. Okay, so let's see. That's our Eduardo Rodriguez, Steven Matz. Okay, looks like he's favoring us here. Craig Stammen. All right, that's good. Eduardo, what do we have to match here for you? I doubt that we're going to do it. Here's what it'll take to get it done. 1-year contract. Promised rule starting rotation. I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to match that. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. We will... We'll meet that demand. We'll do it. We'll take the plunge. We will take the plunge. We're trying to win. And again, we could always trade if necessary. So we'll go back to the off-season center here. We'll look at free agents. Ooh, the winter meeting starting too. That's exciting. Okay. Time is running out. Now it's Milwaukee. You know what, buddy? I'm not going to be played like this. I'm in sales. I know what honest negotiations like. No, I'm out. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Eduardo. You can take that money to Milwaukee, and we'll light you up there. Totally fine with me. So we'll go back to free agents. Want more money? Of course you do, Eduardo. All right, Craig and Steven. Oh, shoot. Rule 5 draft. Forgot. Yadier Alvarez. No. Is there anyone here that I want at all? Would be interested in taking at all? Anyone that could provide, whether it's second base, shortstop, position players. Oh, Steven Alames. Oh, I forgot. We got to go back in and make sure all of our guys are protected, because Alames will be snatched up. I am almost certain of that. So we will go back to rosters and transactions, and we will see who's on the 40-man. Why is Andrew Susak on the 40-man? We're going to designate that player for assignment. No, put on waivers first. Yeah, that... no one's going to pick him up. Okay, so let's see. Anyone who could be picked up here. Nick Mears. Okay. On the 40-man, put him on the... So that means that if a Rule 5 draft is for... And I explained this in previous videos. If you're with a club for... I forget how many years it is. I have to look that back up. Whether 3 or 4 years, and you're not playing pro ball or not on the 40-man roster, you're eligible for the Rule 5 draft, which means another team can come in and say, hey, we want you to play for us this year, but you have to stay on that active roster the entire year. If you do not, you get transferred back to the team that that you were taken from. So there's some strategy involved, whether you want to take someone because it's going to take up a spot on your active roster, and you need to have a place on your 40-man roster open, available for someone in order to bring that person in. So you have to kind of juggle. Okay, are they going to be on my active roster all year? So unless you're a really, really high-end talent that has just been blocked, and this helps give players a shot at the major leagues instead of just being blocked their entire career. Like, first situation or thing that comes to my mind is the current Tampa Bay Rays organization. Have a ton of shortstops, a ton of second basemen that are going to be stuck behind Wander for Franco for a number of for forever, really, unless he busts. And some things teams will do is they'll trade those players. So like, hey, he's obviously not going to play for us or not going to get a long run at this position, so we're going to trade. Or if they don't, then they're eligible for the Rule 5. And again, you can protect your own players by naming them to your active roster. So I'm just going through here and making sure there's not anyone with, maybe high potential or anyone that could be a part of our upcoming season that I want to keep. Oh, looks like Kumar starting the year with Gunnar, 2 of our draft picks here in Double-A. I like that. Looks like maybe another year for Kumar. But anyways, so, we have a closer here that's Rule 5 eligible. But again, they have to keep their active roster open, so they're probably not going to be taken. O'Neal Cruz, I think he's been injured this entire playthrough here. No one's going to take him because of that injury. So I think we're good. Lolo Sanchez, I don't think he's at risk either. So I think we're in a good spot for that Rule 5 draft. I don't have any spots. I don't have any spots open. I don't think that there's anyone particularly interesting. You have a closer here at the Double-A level, but again, you have to think this guy that has 0 control, 5 walks. In rookie ball, he had almost 10 walks per 9 innings as a walk in inning. So it's like, okay, am I going to put him on my active roster for the entire major league season? No. So I know I went down a tangent here. We're just going to complete the draft. We're not going to take anyone. Yep, I'm sure it'll finish the draft entirely. Okay. Yep. See, you can see very few people went. Very, very few people went in the draft. So we're gonna go back to the offseason page. We're gonna get our mind back to free agency here, and hoping that Craig Stammen and Steven Matz wants to play with us here. So far they're favoring our offer. Eduardo, we're probably gonna get a declination message from him saying he signed, somewhere else. Good for him. Happy for him. Then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do from the starting pitching perspective. Okay, the Rays offering 24-year-old Michael Smith. Looks like just at first glance, look like a bum. No, I don't think so. Michael Smith here. High A, 24 years old. No. I could go in there and discuss the trade real quick. Let's see. Can I get who would get it done? Nope. Yeah, there's just no one. Can I get Vidal? I'll gladly make that trade. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, yep, nope, done. Sorry. I keep getting distracted. Shane Baz. No, okay. All right, keep getting distracted by these dang messages here. All I'm trying to do is figure out if I can get some freaking relievers. Then we're also going to look to see whose team improved the most during free agency. Spoiler alert, not going to be us. But I am interested to see who actually went out and spent a lot of money here. I know I could just do this by week, but I like the suspense of it. Okay, looks like we got some signings here. Chris Stammen, boom. Steven Matz, boom. Oh, looks like we have a little press release too. Says longtime fans think the club is too focused on players whose prime years have passed them by. Interesting to think that. But that's absolutely their opinion. So now that's probably all the off-season maneuvering we're going to do. We'll keep that extra cash for any potential trades, or we can just look back. We can look to see what the market's like for Lance. $20 million again. Not. I wonder if we could make a play for Lance. I wonder what that. Maybe we could just. I was going to say maybe 1 year. Would he do that? There's no way. Could at least offer it. Just see what he thinks. Just 1 year, Lance McCullers for $19 million or for $14 million. There's no chance. Yeah, see, he's like, no. Don't blame him. Trying to lowball him. That's not good business. Shame on me. Yeah, there's just so many people we just over. Look at all these names, and it's like, yeah, they're good, but are they, $10 million good? I don't know. Joe Kelly's kind of interesting. Not going to lie. What's that contract look like for him? I don't know if anyone's dying for his services. Let's just go ahead and look at our pitching staff here. And we'll ask for the staff, we'll ask for the bullpen. We have Steven Matz here. Brady Singer's obviously hurt. Yeah, I feel like we have good. Yeah, I feel like we're okay. Yeah, I feel like we're all right. I don't think we need. Because then again, it comes back to the idea of I don't want to block anybody, not block anyone, but get good reps, get important reps, things like that. Joe Kelly. What could we do with Joe Kelly? Who would we option? Who would we start in AAA because of that? Let's go to active roster here. I know it's really high, but maybe Coer. There's so many players that we have as relievers. We can't do any of these guys. Can't do Dwayne Underwood. Can't do Stratton. Can't do Stammen. Can't do Matz. Clay Holmes. He's stuck to. Unless we start him in the. Oh, we can't really start him in the minors. You could refuse it. Okay. We'll stay there, even though we might come back to Joe Kelly once the season starts, depending on how everything shakes out. Interested there. But let's look at offseason summary. Wow, this is wild. Okay. So the Pirates, sorted by WAR, we have had the third most. No one can be signed yet. That has to be why, because it looks like all these players are lost. But I was going to say right now we've gained the third most WAR from free agency. It's very true to life. Keeps going on, and it'll go on and go on and go on. No one's decided to sign the big players yet. It looks like, except for the Red Sox. So that's funny. We've added a third of a win in free agency, and we're in third place in terms of WAR added. Oh, the Joe Kelly thing is really making me think. The guy can whip it. His career track record is pretty good. Does he have any bad splits? Yeah, he's good against righties, not so good against lefties. That's kind of an issue. Oh, man. $4 million? How much do we have? I think we have over $10 million, right? Let's see. Extreme ground ball, which is, in my opinion, a plus. We have $15 million. You know what? Let's sign him. We're going to sign him. We're just going to go for it. And for some reason we can't, he's not going to start, or we'd have to option something, whatever. We'll make a couple trades. We are not opposed to that at all. So let's go to relievers here, all relievers, and then find. How did I lose Joe Kelly? I was just looking at him. All right, so we'll go ahead and offer a contract, $4.5 million. Ask for the response. Submit offer. Okay, so we have one more person to wait out here to see if they're going to join us. Again, this could be a logjam at the relief position here for the old Buccos. So Eduardo, pretty safe to say, isn't going to sign with us. I can't imagine Joe Kelly has a ton of offers right now. And, I mean, he just gets extra war in my book for what happened with the Los Angeles, or not for the Los Angeles Dodgers, for the Houston Astros. Love that. You love to see him, make that face. You love to see him. Now, throwing at the guy's head, I think, you don't want to do. But throwing at them, very big fans of that. So, and it's a shame they got to go all season without anyone sitting in there and booing them. But I think they'll still get it this year. I think they'll still hear it from fans. So trade proposal here for Chad Kuhl and $800,000 in cash. Let's see what this guy. No, minor league third baseman, a bum. Nope. Sorry. Joe Kelly. All right, looks like we're the best so far. Have the best offer. So we're getting close. We're in the middle of we're in January here. We got probably less than a month till pitchers. I don't know what it is. I've been struggling on the recordings this year so far. We're a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting, not catchers. My tongue has been tied quite a bit. I've lost a lot of trains of thoughts in my recording so far this year. Thanks for bearing with me. All right, Joe, just accept it or not. I'm getting tired of simming every day here. Let's go. Okay, Eduardo, you're now gone. All right, you know what? Forget this. We're gonna go next week. See the trade proposal. Francisco, yeah, nope. Chad Kuhl. Wow, people are trying to get Chad Kuhl off of us. We will not have it. Now, come talk to us in July. Might be a different story. All right. All right, Joe. New York. What do I got to do? 4.9, the Yankees. Ooh. Yeah, I'll do 4.9. I'm not going higher than that, though, Joe. So you can't play me against them anymore. That's you're not worth $5 million. For sure. Next week. All right, Bob, what do you want? All right, so it looks like we're in a good position with Joe Kelly. The Joe Kelly contract. Raise scouting budget from $4 to $6 million. Player development from 8 to 12. Okay, all right, Bob. Let's go. Preseason begins. We'll simulate another week here. Oh, okay. Then go sign with San Francisco, Joe. You are not worth it, my friend. All right, so let's go to the front office here and check this out. $6 million. All right. I like that. $12 million. Bob, loosen the purse strings a little bit. Maybe it's because we locked those players up. We got some keisters in the seats a little bit. Attendance has increased since 2019. I like to see that. But, all right, so that wraps up the off season. Hope that wasn't too boring for y'all. We're going to come back either probably at the beginning or end of spring training. and see what we do with the lineup, see what we do with the starting rotation. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, everyone stays healthy. And then we'll start. This is what I consider the first season, the first seasonal opportunity to make waves. We made our trades last year. We made our signings. This is truly our team. So let's go out there. Let's go out there and make the division crown and a World Series happen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.